100 beats, the heavy hitter.
You have entered the doors to This Is Where Zap podcast, also known as Tawia. So therefore, you are now affiliated. You are now family. Thank y'all for stopping by. We want you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also turn on post notifications so you know when we post our videos. Yes, we have dope content, so you will never ever miss it once you hit that bell. Thank y'all for stopping by. I go by the name of El Jefe. I'm your host, and I got my partner, my co-host, Shelly Baby, in the house. Talk to you guys soon. Peace. Thank you all for tuning in to This Is That podcast. I am your host, El Jefe. And I have my co-host. She goes by the name of what? Who?
Shelly Baby.
Shelly Baby's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all. And I got a guest of ours, welcoming her to the podcast. And she goes by the name of Vero. There you go. How you doing tonight, Vero?
I am well. Thank you both for allowing me to be here tonight. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You are welcome.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. So how was your day? Or your night?
It was good. It was long, but it was good. How about you guys? How was your day?
Gotcha. How was your day? I'll let you go first,
go?
Shelly. You go.
You let me go first.
Ladies
what?
first.
This is a first. Ooh.
No, you know good and well. No.
I'm teasing. My day was very, very, very relaxing. Yes, very relaxing today. Yes.
That's good. And my day was great.
Great day.
It was a great day, yeah. No complaints here. I don't complain about anything. I just make the best of what the day brings. And
that's right.
Very true.
Oh, yeah. A lot to be thankful for, you know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So we thank you guys for tuning in to This Is Where's That podcast. As you know, we would like for you to hit the subscribe button, hit the post notifications, hit the like button on this video, as well as the other videos. And this video is going to be brought to you by our author, Louisa Blake. God revealed my husband was leaving. Not my husband, because I don't have a husband. It's the book now. But the book will be down here. The links for the books, Barnes & Noble, iUniverse, and Amazon. So we have an interesting topic tonight. And we're going to talk about, can we outgrow people, including family members, for the good and for the bad? So as we start this podcast, pull your chairs up, get close, and pay attention to what we have to say. Just our opinion. You have yours. And when you watch this video, in the comments section, tell us how you feel about the situation that you've encountered with outgrowing people. So, Shelly Baby, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away. And give me your input on, have you encountered these type of situations? Not unless y'all want me to start it off. It's up to y'all. But
you can start it off.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Because I can't stop talking.
I'll interject.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to talk until y'all just come on, whatever. Yeah. So check this out real quick, y'all. I'm going to say, I've had situations where I outgrew people. I'm sorry. For good and for bad. Some friends, that you had since like elementary, middle school, you outgrow. And sometimes they outgrow you because they go either to another level higher or levels lower. So it all depends on the things that you're into that they may not be into. Like I'm not into smoking, marijuana or drinking a lot or clubbing. So that's something that they do. That just, this is just an example on my side. That's something that they may do. So I would be considered an outcast when it comes to something like that. That's me. So now I can say I outgrew them because they're not into the things I'm into. So my focus is someplace else. As far as family members, you can outgrow family members as well. because you have some family members that they're motivated. Well, they will motivate you, but then sometimes they don't want to see you get ahead. So they'll support you, but when they see you doing certain things, or if you go into a different element or level, and they're looking at your,
Mm-hmm. I was in just a different level higher than them.
Right. Yeah. It's just something different that you're doing that they wish they could be doing, or it doesn't matter. It's just a scenario. They sometimes, what we call hidden shade. And those who don't know what hidden shade is someone, kind of throwing certain things at you, but not really targeting you. So sometimes you may have to deal with that as well. And then again, you may have family members that may be into things that you're not into. So it's kind of like the old saying says, you feed certain people with a long spoon. You still keep them close, but you feed them with a long spoon. So, on that note, I'm going to pass the mic to Shelly and give us your feedback. I'll chime back in again.
Of course you will. Well, of course I've experienced that. In that, oftentimes you just realize you just don't really have the same things in common with that person anymore, or with those people anymore. And when that happens, it's like you just don't really share the same way of thinking. Certain activities that you may have joined in together at one point in time, you just don't really have any desire to participate in those same activities. Sometimes you just stop prioritizing the connection by not talking to them, or if they call you and they're always complaining about the same thing over and over and over again, you may just look at your phone and just say, okay, you know what? I just don't have the time or the energy to entertain, And so when that happens, it's just a natural push or pull, if you want to, just you become distant from that person. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just that, other things take precedence over foolishness. Right. Because you may just categorize it as just, just being foolishness. And, and like you said, you just, if you're doing better and you've stepped outside the box that they've created for you, that they feel comfortable with you being in, and you step outside that box and you start elevating, then that's where that green-eyed monster kind of shows up. Right. And they become envious, become jealous, and instead of celebrating your success, they'll try to find ways, like you said, throwing subliminal shade to try to tear you down, to try to put you back into that box that they feel comfortable with you being in. And you just don't really share the same goals. Right. Your purpose, like say, for instance, everyone has a purpose, I believe. But sometimes when you realize what your purpose is, you start focusing on that. And you don't necessarily have to pull away. Sometimes those people will just fall off anyway. That's true. Because they can't go with you where you're going. And that's not, like I said, it's not really a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. And then sometimes when you see that people are still exhibiting childish behavior, if they're still immature in their way of thinking and their way of behaving and doing things, and that's not you anymore, sometimes you just fall back. Right. And again, that's not a bad thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean, like I said, when you don't share the same experiences, or let's say, for instance, the person is calling you and they keep, speaking about the same thing over and over again, and you've already given them words of wisdom, but they seem to just continue to do the same thing because they haven't learned the lesson. Right. Then it's like, okay, you know what? I'm not there anymore. Like, if you want to stay stagnant, that's on you. I'm trying to help you, but you're not wanting to grow with me. So now it's time for me to go. So yeah. And then sometimes, your past is what keeps you connected with people. But once you outgrow your past, that's when you say, okay, you know what? These people are no longer, I won't say beneficial, but they just, like I said, you just outgrow them.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing. It's just something that happens. You can still love them.
Mm-hmm.
You can still wish the best for them. You know, what they think and what they do with their lives shouldn't dictate what it is that you're doing with your life. If you remain focused on your goals and your dreams and your purpose, then, you know, like I said, it's just a natural thing. People tend to just fall off. You don't even have to separate yourself from them. They'll do it on their own.
Do it for you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Yes.
I think on my side of it, I think that sometimes we bond through trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we create friendships through situations that have occurred in our lives, some type of trauma, some type of connection that may not be the best.
Right.
And as you begin to heal and as you begin to see the other side of things, a lot of times you end up having to leave people behind because things that connected you to people that may have been a trauma in your life, but it allowed you to associate whatever that trauma may have been for you. At one point you associated, you were comfortable in that circle, but as you grew and became uncomfortable and you allowed yourself to grow and get out of that element, you have to leave people behind. And it's not that you don't love those people that you formed that trauma bond with, or those people that you were in that lifestyle with, or whatever happened, you know, within that time for you. But, you know, you can't take everybody with you, and everybody being family and friends. I mean, you love them, you know, pray for them, you don't wish bad on them, but at the same time, you have to understand that, just like you said, in order for you to elevate and continue on to your next level, you may have to leave them behind.
Right.
And then also for me, it seems like a lot of times it has to do with lifestyle. So it could be possibly, let's just say you get married. Like for me, getting married, it really changed my friend circle. Not that I necessarily didn't, you know, there weren't any issues with those friends or nothing that happened with those friends, but I left a lot of those friends behind because I had to, in order for me to continue on, you know, and grow in my relationship, you know, and that can be a relationship with anybody, not just a marriage, but whatever relationship that you choose to be in that's different or that's new, you may have to leave something behind that was familiar to you.
Right.
And so, you know, like you were saying, is I think sometimes we associate it with it had to be like bad blood, or it had to be something that happened that caused that relationship to just drift away. But no, it's not. It possibly just could have been that it was just time for it to either end, or it was just time for you to move on to something else.
Right. Definitely. And, you know, like you said earlier, and I always tell Shirley the same thing. A lot of times when your goal is going to be different from other people. So everyone is not going to join the train that you're on or the journey. And sometimes God is saying, hey, I'm going to give you some red flags to see in people. And I want you to notice, you know, the people that shouldn't be on your journey with you, but you got to see it for yourself. And sometimes what you're doing can be frozen because it wasn't meant for them to come with you. But they won't understand why you left them behind, because they're like, well, you think you're better than me. You know, I thought we were cool. Or you went off, like you said earlier, when you got married, and change your friends, change your circle. Some people might take offense to it. And then some people may understand, hey, that's like me. Like I always say, if I get married, my wife is going to be my best friend. I'm not going to have the same friends calling me, wanting to hang out and all that anymore. No, it's going to be about me and the person I'm with. So, you know, the main thing is choosing your path and choosing the people you want on your path. And, you know, block out all the other things that are distractions, like, you know, family that don't mean you well, friends that don't mean you well. You got to know when you need to outgrow people as well. Some people don't know when to outgrow people. Like they think, well, we've been friends so long, why jeopardize a friendship based on the things that I'm doing now. Like if you have a career change or like marriage, or you're just trying to change yourself, change your environment, you got to let people go. You got to let certain types of people go, but you still can, you can still be cool with them. But the things that you guys used to do has to change.
Right.
That's my thing, because everybody can't go where you're going. Not meant for them to go where you're going.
Right. Not supposed to. Right.
Yeah. And they don't have to understand it, because you have to kind of set your boundaries with people and just, hey, we still can be cool, but I'm on a different journey. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. This is different for me now.
Right.
So, but yeah, definitely.
And like you were saying about the red flags, what I like to call warning shots, because, there's always an opportunity or a chance for you to get a warning shot, for you to hear, for you to potentially see around you before you are impacted by something. So as you decide to move in and out of those circles, there will more than likely always be those warning shots. You will always hear a warning shot to give you that heads up that, okay, it's now time for me to reevaluate what I'm doing, so I can determine if I need to start making that change to a different circle, or is this me time? Do I need to start focusing on myself and not worry about a circle, because who's supposed to be for me will be for me. I won't have to look for a circle. The circle is me, and who's supposed to be for me will gravitate towards me. So instead of me worrying about being with this person or being over here, I'm going to fix me. I'm going to surround myself with who I'm supposed to be with, which is me, and getting myself right. And then those who are supposed to be to me will gravitate. And then I will have the discernment through the warning shot to understand who to accept and who to turn away. That's right.
That's a strong word, discernment. Some people know the word of that.
I pray for it every day.
Come on now.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
Come on now.
Pray for it every day.
There's the people that pray for many things. Right.
That's
true. This is
for real.
For such a time as this. If you don't have it, if you don't have it, you definitely have to pray for it. Definitely. I've been telling people that.
It's because some people aren't the same anymore. Like the values and morals is just not there.
Yeah.
And people try to take advantage of you, take you for granted, use you, abuse you.
Yep.
You just got to be, be aware.
And I don't mind separating.
Yeah. You got to.
I don't mind at all.
You got to. And I had to learn a long time ago, I've never been one that had a lot of friends. Now, in my younger days, I mixed up around the wrong people, but like now, everybody still want to hang out. Everybody's doing the same thing now. When you look outside or you go places, people still doing the same thing. Clubbing, smoking, finding guys finding girls, whatever. Nothing's changed. No one's doing anything productive or trying to grow. You got few people that's trying to make a life for themselves and their family.
Right.
But other people still concerned about having fun. Like most of the people that I was around in my past, they're still on the same thing. And I'm like, I'm not on that journey with you guys. So things have changed for me, and I had to understand, hey, you know what? The fun, you still can have a good time and have fun, but it's a different type of fun. Right. There's a different type of circle now that you have to have. Right. And eventually, we pray that they change too at some point, So, and if they want change, they got to look for change. They got to surround themselves with the people that's doing something different. Right. So, but yeah, so you guys listen. This is just our opinion, some experience, some things that we've been through, some things, you may have been through. We would like to hear you guys' feedback underneath this post. And I'm not sure if my co-host has anything left to say or my guests have anything else to say.
Well, I would say not all roots stay planted in the same soil forever. So, I mean.
Say that one more time. Say it again.
Not all roots stay planted in the same soil forever.
I know y'all heard that. And the people that sit in the back, come a little closer. Say that one more time.
I said not all roots stay planted in the same soil forever.
You got that? Y'all get that?
And I would say also, don't feel guilty for outgrowing people who had the same opportunity to grow with you. You know, sometimes that guilt, you know, we were talking about loyalty, you know, being loyal to the wrong people.
Right.
Don't feel guilty about outgrowing those people who had a chance to grow with you.
Exactly. 1000% agree with that. Because you had your chance.
Yeah.
You had your chance.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say, Vero?
And I'd just like to say that I think for me, for 2022, along with discernment, another thing that I've really been working on that I think we all can work on is teaching people how to treat you. And that is through using boundaries, creating your own boundaries.
Right.
And so I think along with determining who you will carry with you and, you know, determining friends and family and who you should leave behind and who should go along with you. And even if you need to make that decision at all, but it is so important to teach people how to treat you.
Where have you heard that from?
You allow.
I said, hey, Vero, I say that all the time. She'll tell you.
I certainly have heard it.
I say that
I certainly
all the
have
time.
heard it.
When I tell you that I am just really learning that when things happen to me or when someone does something to me, I take evaluation on what have I shown this person to allow this to occur. And if I can point out, if I can't point out anything, it then becomes a teachable moment for them.
Right.
Because now I now have to teach you and get you in line. So
put you in check
on how, correct. Now, if I have done something to make you think that this is appropriate, I now have to first check myself because now I have to get in line with how I am going to allow myself. And if I don't like it, I now have to now teach you again how I want to be treated. And it's nothing wrong. It's nothing bad. No is a full sentence. And it's okay. And we all need to have boundaries. And I was in a situation with a family member where I was asking the family member, like, well, why is it you're letting this other family member do this? And the response was, oh, because, you know, they're family. It doesn't matter. No, we all deserve to have boundaries.
Right.
And I think it's so important, especially when it comes to deciding who we allow in and out of our circle. Because guess what? When you make those boundaries, sometimes they will leave. You don't have to worry about Xing them out of your circle because when you start to create boundaries, they will leave themselves. Right. You'll find out who's there for you. Tell somebody no 3 times and see who's still there.
Oh, yeah.
You will see who is there.
Sometimes
you will see,
or fall on your face. You don't even have to tell them no.
Exactly.
Yeah. And sometimes it take one time telling them. You tell them no one time.
One time.
You're the monster. Yeah.
Never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Never hear from them.
You're the bad.
I think for me, that's just really what I've been working on now. You know, even, you know, at work, just really trying to work on creating my boundaries and figuring out what my boundaries are.
Right.
Because as crazy as it is, how many of us out here, and I really want to know from people as well in the comments, how many of us have no idea what our boundaries are? How many of us are just out here taking whatever from whoever and have no idea where to draw the line in the cement? You know, we just take whatever, you know, people we love do whatever. There's no stipulations. There's no guidelines that you give for yourself and for your, you know, your self-respect. Nothing. You just take it because you love them.
Right. Right. And that's it. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I always tell people, you know, I'm going to show you how to treat me because you're not going to treat me any kind of way.
Right.
You may be used to treating other people this way or that way, but not me.
Right.
And then you're going to respect me because if I'm not showing you any disrespect or any sign that I'm an easy target for whatever reason, then you're not going to come at me that way. Now, I'm a nice person, but then there's another side too that's going to put you back in your place. Hey, you know what? You're not going to come at me like that now. This is your warning. And then from that point on, I don't have to deal with you if I don't want to anymore. It's not going to be nothing physical, and I don't have to get out of character and curse you out. But I just won't deal with you anymore because now you're disrespecting who I am. So yeah, definitely. I always tell people, teach people how to treat you, and they'll come at you a certain way. When they know you don't tolerate certain things, they won't bother with you anymore. That way.
It curves a lot of the craziness.
Yeah, backs them off. It backs them off away. Then they'll go to somebody else. So definitely. Right. So y'all, we thank y'all for stopping by and just hanging with us today at the podcast. We are Tawia. This is Where's That Podcast. And I want to thank my guest, Val, for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see more of her soon. And Shirley, baby, thank you as well for, being a part of the team. And we thinking about having Val part of the team as well, too. So we're going to see if she's willing to come back and see how much time she's going to come back after that. And after that, and then she want to be a part of the team. Hey, you know what? We love you, man. We welcome you. So we're going to see what happens.
Y'all.
And our subscribers, we know they're going to love you as well. So thank y'all for tuning into This Was That Podcast. And we out.